Hey class, so in this next lecture, I want to show you guys how to unfold, basically unfold a portion of your model, such as the ones that you were developing last class, such as this one's over here. How do we take a portion of it? And by that, it's probably we'll do half of it. We'll start with half of it, and connecting this exercise with our previous exercise of the unfolding technique. So I'm going to show you guys a neat tool where actually we can expedite, make it a little bit faster, our unfolding process, so that we can unfold, cut, fold back again, unfold, print, fold back again, and assemble a model. Okay, so let's start off with the file where you left off last class. So and here again, I'll show you the method. Some models might be more complex than others. I'm looking at this one right here. So again, show you the technique, the method, and we can eventually tune it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy right here this object right here. I think the inscribe, it's the method that I think gives, in my opinion, you know, some more interesting results. But that being said, I mean, carve also can have some interesting results. And again, for this exercise, really it won't matter. But let's make sure that it is inscribe or carve, one of those. Okay, so we're gonna make a copy of it. I'll make another copy right here so that we can trace back our steps. The next thing that I want you guys to do is to draw a plane. So let's go ahead and go onto our right view. We can do another layer. Why not? Maybe the red. I don't think we're using that yet. Let's go to shade it. And let's go ahead and draw a plane by going to our tools over here. And we'll do a rectangular plane, and we'll do something that is slightly larger than your 4x4 cube. Okay, and so we have that somewhere over here in space. And let's go ahead and see what happens if you place it right on the middle, in the midpoint right here. And then what's you know, I mean, just for you know, just making sure, let's make sure that it intersects all of the model around, right? I mean that, you know, I mean the plane, right, extends beyond in all four sides like this. Okay, so we have that plane right here, and again, I'm gonna make a copy of this, and you can go ahead and follow along as I'm doing, making different copies. I just like to, like I said, keep track of the process. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to split. I think that's the command, split. We're going to select the object to split. That's going to be our cube. Enter. And then the cutting object is going to be the plane, right? Enter. And it seems that nothing happens, but actually what happens is we end up with two different models right here. Well, the same model split in half. Okay, and if we I'm gonna again copy this again, bring this over here, type rotate, select that, and actually let me go ahead and turn off my ISO curves for everything. It's just a cleaner look. And we're going to come back over here, type rotate, select this portion right here, and rotate like that, right? So we end up with these two halves. The next thing that I'm going to do is going to copy this one more time, kind of like taking you through the steps right here. And then I'm going to select the object, type cap, enter. Select the object, type cap, enter. So now we have two pieces, almost as if two slices, right, of an orange, kind of, that we're having, that we have here. Okay, so we have our model, and we're going to focus on one half. Well, actually, they're actually not the same. So I'll let you decide which one. Right? In my case, I mean, they have these jagged edges right here in this case versus this one that doesn't. So they're not necessarily symmetrical in geometrically speaking. Right? They are the half, but again, there might be different voids, openings, and ridges and notches in each of them. So I would encourage you to start with something simple. So for example, I think in my case, it's going to be this one over here. So I'm going to type copy. Okay. Bring this right here. And let's make sure that our units are correct. Type distance right here, 4 inches. Okay. So we're gonna work with this piece right here. And what are we doing? Well, we're actually going to apply the same logic and method that we applied in our previous project, that was the unfolding process, where we flatten in Rhino, in the 3D space, the faces that make up the form, in order to obtain what? Obtain a template. And then we would add tabs, labels, and we would color code them so that we understand what? We understand the outline. I think, right, the outline, what's a mountain, what's of course, number, text, and what's a value. Now, in the previous exercise, we did all of this by hand, right? So we were actually using the rotate 2D command, 3D, I'm sorry, and unfolding this by hand, right? One face at a time. And I want to show you guys a neat tool available to us in order to help us achieve this, of course, in a much faster way. So what you want to do is go ahead and open the following site. It is called PaperCraft-maker.com. It's a tool that I recently found, and that I think it's really cool. There's some other ones, but this one, the platform, the interface, it seems to work very nicely. There's a bunch of settings. Now, as you first open this up, I would encourage you to build an account, or to set up an account. And there are plans. And let's see. So there's the free, the builder, and the maker. As you can see, currently I'm in the builder, and that's because the free tool is going to allow us to generate a template, but it doesn't allow us to obtain this format right here, right? SVG and DXF. The only thing that you can get with the free, it's a low resolution PDF, which is okay, but not for this case. We have much more, right? We have much more options on this right here. So it's as you can see, I paid for the $4 per month. I think that should be enough for us. And I think once we start using it, and once you start seeing how it works, I think you'll see that it's totally worth it. So $4 a month, set up an account, and you can go ahead and use that. I don't know, maybe you guys can borrow and share the same account. I don't know, it's up to you. But I am using the builder. That's what I recommend that you guys use. Okay, so in essence, what this allows us to do is to import any 3D object, and then we can do what's called the unfold. And you see that we achieve a template, right? We achieve a template, and again, everything is already set up for us. We have what's in outline, what's a valley, what's the fold, labels, you name it, right? And it's actually it's a really cool tool. Now, in order to use it, we actually need to export our file in a different format. Okay, so we'll go to export. select the object, right click, enter. And the format that we're looking for, I think you can use quite a bit of different formats. You know, I mean, 3D file formats. I think I tried Rhino, and that's one that you cannot. But we can export this as a 3ds file. I'll go ahead and call these export. Right, put this for recording. We'll go ahead and click save. And then we'll click OK. And then the second dialog box, we click OK. At this point, those settings are not that relevant. Now, we want to unfold this. We want to unfold this and receive or obtain a template that we can use to put this model together. Now, what I want us to do for this particular exercise, though, I want us to actually start, continue exploring representation, right? Graphics and in general representation. So the type of model that we're going in this case right here, it's a model like this one over here. And of course, this is the digital version of it. And I'm using this to illustrate. But the idea is that you would basically have two different colors of your paper model. And we'll start with paper right now. And the idea is that one of the pieces is going to be the shell, which is the outer portion of it, right? Which is the outer portion of it. And then anything and everything that it's inside, again, think about, I guess, the orange, the interior of an orange is going to be a different color. What does that mean? That again, you're going to have two different you're going to have multiple templates, but you're going to use two different papers. One is going to be white for the outside, and then any color that you want to do for the inside. You know how in the previous exercise, we were just focusing on the outside face surface, and it was just one color. And here, we're now exploring a different method. So in essence, you're going to end up with two separate pieces that they then come together and form a final form, which again, on the outside is going to look white, and on the inside is going to have a color. Okay. Now, you don't need to do anything to the actual file here in Rhino, other than the export, which is what we just did. Okay. So come back down right here. Once we have that, we'll go to File. Once you set up your account, again, enroll in the build there for a month for $4. You'll be able to go to Open, go to File, and here's the file that I just exported, right? My 3ds file, and click on Open. Okay. Now, one of the things, and again, I've just started exploring with this tool. One of the things that I haven't figured out yet is why my units change. I don't know if you realize, but this is right now 1.57 inches, even though in a Rhino model, if we double check, it's actually 4 inches. So that's, if you find out, let me know, please. But I think I found out that you can change that right here quite easily. In this tool right here with the measure length, create and edit measurement lines between 2 points in 2D or 3D. So the edit part is the important part. So if we click on that ruler tool, and notice that I can snap to one endpoint, and then I snap to another endpoint, I can then edit this right here, and then I can type 4 inches, enter, and notice that, you know, my dimensions change as such. So we scaled it. Okay. Now here, this is the part or the place where we actually need to tell, in this case, this platform software, that we actually want to end up with two different, I guess, pieces. Some that are colored and some that are not. As a matter of fact, I would actually, especially since we're starting, why don't we actually try doing it so that you can visualize it? It's actually quite simple. I can show you how to do that. Okay. So what we want to do is using the Control-Shift-Select tool, right? We want to select all of this, the outer surfaces, which in theory it should be five sides, right? Because you have your top, your bottom, both sides, and then the back. All right, and then I'm gonna type extract surface, enter. Notice that that's now a separate file, or I'm sorry, a separate object. Now, notice that what it did is that it did extract them, but in order for the tool that I just showed you guys, the PaperCraft, we need to make sure that we select all of this, type join, and I'm going to do a merge all couple interfaces, enter, and now this is all one single object, and then one all single object right here. And then you can select this interior face, and we can change. I'm going to create right, a new layer. I'm going to call it int, as in like interior. Right? Give it a color. Okay. Give it like an orange color right here. Okay. Switch that layer. Okay. And I think this should assist you right in visualizing this. So this is ultimately how your model is gonna look. All right, and this can help us on the PaperCraft right here to differentiate that. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So here there's this tool, the line cutting, select edge to cut from model, press on fold to validate, and hopefully I don't fumble around too much on this, because again, I'm just experimenting with this. But if you start going around, oops, no, not that, not the tool, this one right here. If you start going around sort of tracing the edges that again define, for example, here we go right here, here we go right there, and here we go here. The two pieces that was be separated, and I'm just trying this particular form for the first time, so hopefully it there's no issues, right? But I'm sort of telling the software is like, hey, I want these two pieces to be separated, right? So I went around and defined, right? If you guys can see right here, these edges right here, and that's what I was selecting, right? Sort of like going around right here, right? And then around here and here, right? And so all the way around. Okay, and then I think we're ready to unfold. So we click right here where it says unfold. Whoops, it's gonna. Oh, how about over here? Unfold. Unfold. Okay, so that's more like it. So let's see if this worked. All right, so if I click right there, all right, that's exactly what it seems like. That's exactly what we. I think I missed the. I might have missed. I might have missed Yeah, I missed, actually, I should have, I didn't follow it correctly, right? Yeah. All right, one more time, one more time. What's cool about this is that you can undo, right, and go back. All right, so how about there? So select this right here. Where did I go? Where did it go wrong? I think it's actually here. I didn't define this right here correctly. Now, for example, here, bring this right. That is why this illustrates why I would highly suggest starting with something very simple, or simple enough that it doesn't become problematic. Now here, speaking of problems, I'm not sure how this one's gonna function. I'm not sure if I should. I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut all of this. Look, I'm gonna cut this, this, and this right here. Okay, and again, it might take a little bit of a trial and error. All right, so unfold, unfold. Okay, so I think this time it went better. I think this is what we want. And as you can see, what's cool about it is that I can click on this piece right here, and the rest of the model gets ghosted, so that I can actually see what that piece belongs to. The same with this one right here, this one, and this one. Yeah, that this makes more sense to me. At least in terms of separating them. So again, the idea is that we're going to print this template over here in what color? White. And we're going to print these templates over here in a color paper, right? So this would be color, and this is going to be white. Okay. And what's cool about this too, and again, there's all sort of source of settings. You guys will tell me more about them. But what's cool is I can click on any edge, and notice how it highlights it, and it tells me what piece connects to it, right? And we know that it's that piece that connects to, for example, this edge right here. So it's a really, really cool tool. Okay, so next, what we want to do is to export this. Okay, is to export this. So we'll go to File, Export. And again, this is a setting that it's only available with the membership, the one that I just showed you, because we actually want to use the DXF setting, export as a DXF file. Click there. Now here, there's a couple of things that I want to illustrate. So let's do print inside. Right, printing inside will mirror the template so that final build matches the 3D view. So we want the final model to match the 3D view. So we're going to actually select that. And I actually think that's it for right now. The text is important when you're engraving. I think you guys experience that sometimes the text, it's hard. It's sometimes the laser cutter won't recognize the text, and it's because it needs to be a vector path. So in this case, if we were to use this file for laser cutting, having it as a vector would actually engrave it, versus as a font that it won't. And in this case, we're actually going to work by hand in this exercise without the laser cutter. It doesn't matter, but have that in mind. And then what's cool to illustrate is that you can actually change the colors of the valleys versus the mountain, and also the outline. So there's other things that we're going to see that I think at some point we might not need. I think the valley marks can, sometimes be a little bit in the way. I'll show what they are. The piece name, I think that's good. The flap number, of course, is good. The outline and inner line. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and export. It's super fast, and it should take you to your download folder. Okay, so I think this is a good place to pause, and I'll show you guys how to set this up in Rhino so that you can print and cut and fold. All right.